Long time no see, but I have still been reading, and this is what I read in April. So let's go over the stats. Alrighty, here are our stats. I had 5 books, 1,803 pages, which is about 60 pages a day. We had 2 new authors and 3 authors I've read from before. We had 4 a part of a series and 1 was a standalone, and 4 were done through audiobooks and 1 was a physical read. Alrighty, starting off strong, we got Lights Out by Navessa Allen. This is the first book in a duology, and I really liked this. This is a stalker dark romance story, and I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It took a little bit of getting used to the writing when I first started this book. It's very new age writing, like very Gen Z talk. It's very rooted in reality. Like it is a obsessive dark romance stalker vibe, but it's also pretty close to a realistic version of that, which I like and don't like. I mean, obviously I gave it 4 stars, so I did like it a lot, and I'm going to continue in the series, but it almost felt too real. Sometimes you're like, this is weird. But just like they were talking about TikTok and like social media presence and like this and that, and it just felt a little bit too everyday, your friends telling you this story. But once you kind of get past that, it was a good time. Once you kind of step back and you're like, no, this is still not real, this is still fiction, it was very entertaining. It did have a plot to it along with the dark romance side of it, which was nice, and I'm excited to jump into the second one, which is Caught Up, which does come out June 10th, which it is past that day, and I have started Caught Up. Clearly I'm behind on my videos, but I don't know that I have anything else to say about it. If you like dark romance, stalker stories, I would definitely recommend this one. 4 stars. I had a great time. Very fast paced, very quick read. Next up, I got Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This book, my gosh, I was not expecting what was actually in this book. I didn't really know what the kind of plot was of this going in. I just knew that it was very popular. The girl is a vampire, the guy is a werewolf, and somehow they end up together. And obviously it probably had something to do with Bride, which it does. There's an arranged marriage in this between our 2 main characters, and then, as you know, you guys are smart. You can guess they're going to end up together in the end. This was a lot more slow burn than I expected. You really only get to the spice like at the end. And I don't really understand how this is as popular as it is. I've only read one other Ali Hazelwood, Check and Mate, which I really liked. This one I gave, what did I give this? I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was a good time. It was very lighthearted, pretty simple plot line. It had a good story to it, but the spice at the end gave me the ick. It was not what I was expecting. It was not what I wanted. And the second one of this, I think it's just a duology, and the second one comes out October of 2025, and I don't even know if I'm going to pick it up. I think I will look at some reviews and see if people are liking it, and then maybe I will pick it up. But as of right now, I just didn't like the spice in this, and there was a little bit of an aspect to it that just weirded me out, okay? If you have my number and you want to know what it is, you can text me, or you can message me on Instagram. I have my Instagram link down below. If you want to know, I'll tell you if you send me a message, but it was just a little weird for me. So I'm going to say maybe on continuing the series. I did overall like the dynamic of our 2 main characters. I liked the slow burn enough that I just thought it was more spicy, which is why it shocked me. But I did overall like the slow burn. I didn't think it was bad. I liked the relationship that our main character has with her best friend, and then I like the cliffhanger or kind of like setup that they did for the second one, which makes me want to read the second one. I think it's called Mate. I'm not sure though. I'd have to look it up. And I don't know. I don't get why this is so popular, but it wasn't terrible. 3.5 stars. Next up, I started the Throne of Glass series, but before we get into the review of this, I just wanted to pop in and say that I am an Amazon associate, so I do put all of the affiliate links to every book that I talk about in these videos down in the description. So if you do want to buy any of these yourself, jump over to my affiliate links, and it helps me out. As an Amazon associate, I earn from any qualifying purchases, so help your girl out, and I appreciate you. And if you aren't going to buy any books, which is totally cool, like, subscribe, comment, it helps me out a ton, and I appreciate it. Alrighty, let's jump into the reviews of these. So I started my Throne of Glass series with the Assassin's Blade first, and then I jumped into Throne of Glass. Some people read this first, some people read it third, I think some people read it last, I don't know, but I read it first, and I will die on this hill that you should read Assassin's Blade first. It is so much more impactful if you read it first and then go into Throne of Glass and you like know what happened. Like, it's chronologically, this happens first, and then our main character, you know, then this book starts, and then all of that happens. So I gave the first one 5 stars, and I loved Assassin's Blade so much. The ending crushed me. I can't recommend reading it first more. So if you're considering what to do, please read it first. You're gonna know so much of the backstory when you get to this. You're gonna know more about Selena, which is our main character. You're gonna know why she's in the situation she's in. It's just, this one was also just so good. Like, it is just little novella stories. It's our main character Selena and Sam go on these different journeys. You can kind of see how she was raised and like how she's become this assassin. Now, I don't want to say too much about what goes on in these because I do think that you should pretty much go into them blind. I didn't like Throne of Glass as much as Assassin's Blade. I'm pretty sure I gave Throne of Glass 4 stars. Yeah, so I gave Assassin's Blade 5 and then Throne of Glass 4 stars. You know, it's, once you're done with this, and then this is like, it introduces a lot more characters and this kind of whole separate storyline. So I think that helped me kind of get through Throne of Glass because I was already connected to Selena. I liked her character. I knew why she did certain things. And I still like the series, but I have also finished Crown of Midnight recently, so stay tuned for the reviews for that. And I don't know if I want to really say much more. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad that I'm already getting through so many. My best friend is also reading this with me. She's so much more ahead. I think she's on Queen of Shadows already, and I need to catch up. But I have been listening to it on audiobook. And gosh, the library, they have like 100 copies of these books, and still there's like, you're like 200th in line, and you still have to wait like weeks to like get the audiobook. But that just shows how popular this series is, and I'm just excited to continue. I really wish I liked Throne of Glass more, but I'm hoping, or at least from what I've heard, people say Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight are not the best, like, later in the series. But speaking of that, I don't get this with Sarah J. Maas. Like, I do think this is a good series, but I don't understand how people are like, well, you just have to get through these first 2 books in the series and then it's good. Or like with the ACOTAR series, they're like, the first one is terrible, but like once you get past that, you're good. I'm like, that doesn't make a good series. That doesn't make a good author if you're having to get through novels to get to their good work. Like, I know she wrote Throne of Glass in high school, but I don't know. I just maybe I'm too critical about it, or maybe I had this series way too hyped in my head because everyone loved it so much and I'm going into it with too high of expectations. But I just feel like Sarah J. Maas is like overhyped in general. Like, I do think she's a great author, and she has great series, and I'm glad to continue in them. I just don't think that they're like these most extraordinary pieces of work that I've ever read. Like, there's better series out there. I do love these so much, but like there are better series out there, and I don't get how it's gotten so out of control. But if you love this series and you love all of her work, I'm happy for you. I love that for you, and I hope to also be in that boat and eat my words later and change my mind and say that this is the best series of my entire life. But I don't really want to say anything else because I think you should go into it pretty blind. But I mean, ultimately, she's an assassin. She goes and does stuff along with that. She meets new people. She's gaining friendships, gaining lovers. It is PG though. It's closed door romance, so there's no spice in here. There's just kind of talk of spice. So, in case you want to know that. So, alrighty, moving on to the next one. Alrighty, last up on my list is She Followed the Moon Back to Herself by Amanda Lovelace. This one I love the cover of. I love the Luna moth. I recently got a tattoo of a Luna moth, and that's kind of also why I picked this up, because I really wanted to read it. Unfortunately, though, I did not enjoy it. I think I tabbed 3 pages. It was not the best. I gave it 2.5 stars, and to be honest, that's probably a high rating, too high of a rating, but I'm not going to change it now. And I was just a little disappointed with this. It just wasn't what I was looking for. It just didn't really do what I was wanting, I guess. This is mainly about kind of finding the light and everything, getting back to her old self before she was like hurt, and it's her just blossoming into herself and mentally, like mental health wise, just focusing on being happy again, and like that's so great. And I just didn't feel like the poems were terrible. It just didn't really, like, I don't know, they just didn't do it for me. So if you love Amanda Lovelace, this is my first Amanda Lovelace. I have other ones, like 2 or 3 more, so I will give her another go, but I just think this one just didn't hit for me, and that's okay. Not all books are gonna be perfect. So 2.5 stars, moving on. And there we have it. Those were the 5 books I read in April. And my favorite song in April was Threads by LVNX. Super good one. Give it a listen. I'll link it down below. And also feel free to comment. Let me know your thoughts on any of these books, or if there's any books that you picked up recently that you love and you think I would also love. I would love to hear about them. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!